It's hard to tell if the quote is meant to be taken entirely seriously or is a joke. But as the episode properly begins, those poetic lines make sense. Rick has a machine that lets people program themselves to do things while they're asleep, and even though he insists it's dangerous, the family all want to use it. They've learned nothing from the Masik's box, to say nothing of the various other devices Rick has warned them about in past episodes. Things quickly begin to escalate. The family's nighttime selves, tasked in part with washing dishes, develop a grudge against their daytime counterparts, who don't bother to rinse their plates before putting them in the sink. As both versions of the family go to increasing lengths to get what they want, hijinks and hilarity ensue. It's one of the most straightforward premises for any Rick and Morty episode to date, which can sometimes make it feel like a sketch dragged out for an entire 20 minutes. On the other hand, it feels incredibly lightweight coming on last week's loud clone romance. So let's start at the beginning. Night Family opens on Beth, who goes downstairs when she can't fall asleep, only to find Rick doing sit-ups in the living room. No one has ever done sit-ups as creepy as these. Rick looks like a zombie, his eyelids drooping and his jaw slacking. He doesn't seem to hear her when she asks what he's doing and shuffles out of the room. The whole thing is unsettling and funny in equal measure. When Beth asks Rick about his strange behavior at breakfast, he explains, "That was my night person," and shows off a new device he picked up in space that allows him to program tasks to accomplish while he's asleep. It's called a somnambulator, and Rick has been using it to get washboard abs, hence the sit-ups. He explains that a night person is the unconscious body of the somnambulator's user. The whole family immediately wants in on the action. Rick warns them the tech is too advanced for them, but gives in without much of a fight. The somnambulator takes their blood samples, and each family member programs their desired goals. Morty wants washboard abs like Rick's. Summer wants to learn Spanish. Beth wants to know the trumpet, and Jerry decides to use his night person as a pen pal. At first, things seem to be going well.
Hola, mamá, ¿cómo lo llevas?
How's my honor student doing?
Sup, ladies?
While recording their podcast, Rick and Morty are interrupted by Jerry, who has been informed by Night Jerry that the Night family, one of whose tasks is doing the dishes, would appreciate it if the Day family rinsed their dishes before leaving them in the sink to be cleaned. Rick is infuriated by request, insisting, "Our job is not to make the Night people's chores easier."
They exist only to do the shit we don't want to do, so until further notice, which will be never.
The following day, he awakes via a comically morbid alarm clock that hatches and then rapidly ages a rooster, and heads downstairs to find that the Night family has smashed all the dishes in the house. But Rick refuses to give in. He leads to a remote planet where a giant alien manufactures a set of indestructible dishes. Rick has been plenty stubborn in the past, but even so, this time feels different. He's digging in his heels to save a few seconds of dish rinsing, which, while not outside the realm of Rick's usual hard-headedness, is undoubtedly pushing its upper bounds. That night, Rick is awoken by smelling salts to find himself strapped to his bed with the rest of the Night's family standing over him. Night Summer reveals that she's taken control of the Night family. They all answer her. Rick is unfazed and refuses to rinse his dishes, so the Night family holds him down while Night Summer scrapes the grime off a dirty plate into his mouth.
I have always been here, Rick. Deep inside the mind of your grandchild, waiting to come out. Your machine allowed me to steal the night, and soon I will seize the day.
Following day, the house is stripped bare of furniture. Unfortunately, Night Rick has also locked Day Rick out of his tech, so he improvises by building a force field generator out of household trash while hatching a plan. He then builds a sleep deprivation suit for Summer. The plan? Summer will stay awake, impersonate Night Summer, and plant a deactivation device on the somnambulator. Over the past few seasons, Rick has become Inspector Gadget, so it's fun to watch him wind up in a situation where he has to improvise from scratch. While the sleep deprivation suit doesn't hold a candle to Rick's DIY skills in Pickle Rick, it's still an impressive bit of on-the-fly engineering. Summer follows the Knight family under the garage, where they've set up a giant version of the somnambulator to extend its range beyond the house. She plants the deactivator, drawing only minor suspicions from the Knight family, then wakes Rick. He deactivates his force field, and the family is about to celebrate with pancakes at Shoney's when Summer reveals she's been Night Summer all along. Instead, a trio of killer robots takes the family hostage. For weeks, the Knight family keeps the Day family as slaves. Their tasks involve burning movies with Day in the title and cleaning dishes. Before bedtime, Jerry leaves a note to Night Jerry under his pillow, asking for his help. Night Jerry obliges, breaking them out under cover of night, but things go sideways when Morty runs for Rick's car, trips a laser that denotes the car, and sets the killbots upon them. The bots can only fire tranquilizer darts, so the family piles into Beth's car and she guns it down the street. The ensuing chase is a game of whack-a-mole, with family members being put to sleep and woken back up. Eventually, the whole family crashes into a ditch at the side of the road, and after turning everyone but Rick back to their Knight selves, the Knight family gives him one final request: rinse the dishes, and all of this can be over. We don't see Rick answer, but the episode cuts to Night Rick with a tranquilizer in his chest as the Knight family heads back home. To the bitter end, Rick remains stubborn, even if it means giving his family up to their nighttime selves.